Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous Journey Across the Galaxy. We are continuing on our adventure towards Beagle Point, having already crossed through the center of the galaxy from the bubble way back over here, and continuing on towards the edge of the galaxy at Beagle Point in this direction. We are currently right here. Our next waypoint is right there, and once we get there, we can finally push all the way out to Beagle Point. Let's go ahead, get off the ground, get our landing gear set up. Get our throttle all fixed up. We need to get as far up, we need to get unmask locked, but fortunately we're able to jump to the next system. Our topic for today is going to be pushing through on doing work and doing quality work even when you don't really feel like it. But before we do that, let me go through my standard spiel for those of you who are just joining us today. Give me just a second. Sorry, the coffee gets to me sometimes. The purpose of this journey is primarily to increase our exobiology rank. We're trying to get up to as high up into the elite ranks of exobiology as we can, as well as make tons of money so that we can buy a fleet carrier and eventually take up permanent residence out in the black. So what we typically do is we'll hop into a system like this, we'll pop the discovery scanner, and then once that gets done, I'll try to remember to check out the system map to see if anything pops up that makes it easy to find out what's here. Most of the time it does not, though. And then, once we get done with fuel scooping and we're outside of that part where we can slow down, we go ahead and stop, pull up this full spectrum system scanner, and we'll see if there are any high-value planets. It looks like there is an Earth-like world in this one, but because there are 23 bodies, I generally set a limit of 15 bodies for a full-on scan of the system. But we will definitely go ahead and stop anytime we find high-value planets. The high-value planets, as far as I'm concerned, are the Earth-like worlds, Ammonia worlds, and of course it's behind the star, Earth-like worlds, Ammonia worlds, and the water worlds. Those are worth the most amount of money. All right, let's see if we got around it now. It's off in this direction. Oh, you're killing me, guys. I need to... trying to figure out where I need to go to get around the star so I can see the planet. Alright, hopefully we can get it now. There we go. So let's target that one. Cells pushed off towards it, get the thing turned on. The, what's it called? The Super Cruise Assist turned on. That will get us nice and lined up, and then we can full throttle all the way out to 7 seconds. So, yeah. Typically, when there's 15 bodies or less, we'll go ahead and do a full-on scan of every body in the system to see if we can find any biological signatures. Hopefully we'll find some and you'll be able to see that. Otherwise, we're just looking for high-value planets, and if we don't find any, we just move on to the next system. So it's kind of like a game of slots. We just, every time we go into the system, we pull the lever and see what we get. So that brings all the rest of you up to speed as to what it is we're doing. Let's go ahead and get into today's topic. I wanted to talk a little bit today about pushing through that desire to avoid hard work. I am an extremely lazy person, sort of. When it comes to, I don't mind working really hard on something. It just has to be something that I really want to be doing. If it's something that I really want, I'll sit and obsessively work on it for hours and hours and hours and hours. If it's something that I don't really give a crap about, yeah, it's a real struggle for me to sit and focus on it. So, you know, I think a lot of people who are construed as just being lazy, it's just that it's not that they're lazy, they just haven't found whatever it is that they really want to be doing with their time. So they put in minimal effort because they're trying to hurry up and get done with this thing that they don't want to be doing so that they can get back to doing nothing, because doing nothing is better than just doing something that you hate. You know, I think a lot of people, if they were able to find whatever it is that makes them excited, would be far more motivated and able to get themselves to, you know, let's start frame shift drive. Get far more able to get themselves motivated to do the awesome things that they could be doing if they were able to focus their energy on whatever it is that they're trying to get done. Now, unfortunately, the reality of the world is that there aren't enough opportunities in the world for everybody to be able to do whatever it is that they want to be doing. So, for example, there's only so much attention in the world. So, you know, most people who try to get on YouTube and try to make a channel work aren't going to be able to make it work because they're having to compete with, you know, probably millions of other people who are out there trying to do the same thing. And so the problem that you're going to run into is that even if you are super interested in making a YouTube channel, the chances of you making it aren't all that good. So it's easy to become discouraged about, you know, putting the effort in to try to do something like that because you know that the chances of you actually making it are extremely small, and it's hard to convince yourself to get off your butt and actually go do something about it. Now, I'm slow. All right, so you see geological up there in the top right. We're looking for biological, and we do want to see at least 2 on the body before we're going to stop. So I have, you know, over the last year, have had to force myself to really focus on my channel, and I am starting to see that many times brute forcing your way into whatever it is that you want to do can work if you try to do it the right way. I said before that I'm starting to believe that there are 2 ways to make it on YouTube. You either have you have either been blessed with some kind of amazing, attractive quality that makes people want to watch you, right? Or you have this ability to make content that draws people in, whether it's because you as a person have amazing personality and people just naturally want to watch you. That's one way. Or you have the kind of mind that allows you to create content. You have the kind of mind that allows you to create, to the creativity and all of that stuff to create content that engages people. So that's one way. You're making content that just has a natural capacity to draw a maximum number of people in to watch it. That's one. I think that the other way to get it done is just by brute force, high volume, put as much stuff out there as you can so that even if people don't really watch your videos for a long time, enough people are watching enough of your content that you can make a modest amount of success at it. I think that's the approach that I'm taking. I know I don't have the creativity to come up with something that's going to allow me to create content that just wows people and makes them want to sit and watch and mesmerizes them. And I know I don't have the kind of personality that is going to draw people in to the point where they're just sitting mesmerized and, oh my God, this person is amazing. You know what I mean? So I've chosen the kind of brute force. So there's no high value planets. We're going to move on. So I say all of that, and I've said this before in another video, but I say all of that because, you know, when you look at yourself and you realize that you don't have the natural thing that you need to just be able to become successful, to have a high chance of becoming successful on a fewer number of videos, and you realize the amount of work that you're going to have to do, it's easy to become discouraged because you're looking at it and you're like, ugh, I don't want to have to sit down and do this. This is going to suck. I don't want to do it. And, you know, sometimes you have to. Sometimes you got to sit down. You got to force yourself to suck it up and do it, and that's hard. That's hard for most people to do, and I think that's the reason why. Why people continue to say things along the lines of you can do anything you want as long as you put your mind to it, or as long as you do this, or as long as you do that. You know, when you look at that statement logically. They're always... All right, where's the star? The star is behind me, so we need to get turned around this way so I can get around it and actually see this planet. Let's get it on the plane here. So, hold on. I'm just trying to get around the star so I can hopefully see this body now. Where is... Oh, there it is. So I think this one's just a water world, right? Oh, it's an ammonia world. That's the most expensive planet type. So let's get our Super Cruise Assist set up, get ourselves pointed in and aligned, and then we'll continue. Okay, and speed up. So, you know, you hear successful... I've always thought that, you know, there was this, what's it called, survivorship or survivor bias or something like that. It's the idea that, you know, people who survive something, or successful people in general, they believe that it's because of their hard work and effort and not luck that they made it where they made it. And that's definitely a thing. I think that a lot of successful people are slightly delusional because they think that They got where they are because they just tried hard enough. You know what I mean? And the reality of that is that there's a lot of luck that comes into making it really big. So definitely for the very top echelon of successful people, those people are only where they... What's going on here? Whoa, 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 what's going on? Why did I turn off to the right? I have no idea why it did that. Okay. Just got to get this scan done and we can move on. So at the very top echelon of people who, like, all kinds of people who have crazy kinds of money, or the top echelon movie stars and stuff like that, I mean, obviously they had to have a certain amount of a work ethic, and they had to have a certain amount of ability, and they had to have, you know, there's a bunch of things that they had to have in place before luck could come in and do anything for them, clearly. So obviously their hard work set the stage for them being able to get where they are, but in the end, a lot of most of their ability to get where they are now is luck. They got the lucky break that they needed, and they say that there's a saying out there, something along the lines of success is preparation meets opportunity, and that's absolutely a true That's absolutely a true saying. You have to be prepared and ready for an opportunity so that you can jump on it when it becomes available. But that opportunity coming along is luck. It's 100% luck. That opportunity comes along for you because either you know somebody, which you happen to come across them, or you happen to be born into a family, or, you know, the opportunity comes across your desk or something, and, you know, you happen to recognize it for what it is, or whatever it is. Opportunity in and of itself is a lucky thing that happens to you. And obviously, you know, if you're not prepared to take advantage of that, then you're not going to be successful in whatever it is that you're trying to go after. So I think a lot of successful people need to keep in mind that, you know, you got where you are not because you're this badass mofo that, you know, clawed your way to the top. No, you prepared yourself and you were ready when the opportunity came. But all of that preparation would have been for absolutely nothing if the opportunity never came. And I think, you know, for most of my life, I was really stuck in this, you know, I don't want to put in all this work trying to go after something only to have it fall on, only to have myself fall on my face, and then all of that effort ended up being for nothing. And I've spent most of my life that way, and I haven't really gotten anywhere. And it's hard to ignore the idea that, you know, that's still a true saying. All this stuff I'm doing for my channel, even as I watch it grow, if it never gets to the point where it actually starts paying the bills and becomes a career and it starts a new phase of my life, then the last year or so that I've been really focusing on my channel will end up being for nothing, because I'm not really trying to do this part-time forever. If it doesn't grow into something that becomes my full-time gig and gives me the freedom that I want, then it's not worth continuing. Like, I'm glad that you guys enjoy the content. I really am. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm trying to build a life, and if this isn't going to get me to that life, then I got to find something else. And I don't think that's an unreasonable position. I know some people are going to be offended by that because they think YouTube is this magical place where people do everything for free. But it's like, no, I got to pay bills. I got to put food on the table. I got to, you know, and I have dreams that I want to get to, and I can't get to those if I'm stuck in a day job. I need something that allows me to move around, and that's why YouTube appeals to me. It's not because I enjoy making videos. I do enjoy playing video games, but I'm at that age now where the joy of playing a video game is kind of worn off, and that obsessiveness that I had when I was younger is not even a thing anymore. So I actually, when I'm, you know, the only time I play video games anymore now is when I'm over here recording for you guys. So I'm treating my channel as a business because I want to turn it into something that allows me to move around. So I know I've been kind of going around and around on this topic. The reason I bring this up is because I have somebody in my life who has an interest in doing video editing, and I'm trying to give them the opportunity to be able to, you know, provide that service on my channel. In a series that we're kind of doing together. We're playing Raft together, and, you know, I'm giving them the opportunity to, I've got another water world here. I'm giving them the opportunity to do the video editing for that, so that A, they can practice, and B, hopefully I can give them some exposure so that eventually they can get hired on by other people, or preferably, if my channel grows big enough, I'll hire them on as my video editor when I actually have the money to be able to pay them. So the reason I bring that up is that they're young, they're very young, and they're really struggling. Oops, I didn't realize how close we already were to it. They're really struggling with the amount of work that goes into quality video editing. And, you know, I'm trying to get them to understand that, you know, if video editing is the thing that you want to do, and especially if you're going to put yourself in a position where you're working with clients, you can't come back to them and say, "Oh, well, this is too hard. This is too much work. It's too hard. I don't want to put this much effort into it." It's like, no, you got to give the customer what they're asking for. You're not going to be successful if you're constantly if you're telling a customer that, yeah, I don't want to do that. It's too much work. Like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. So that's the impetus of me bringing this up, and just the more I thought about it, the more I was just like, yeah, I mean, I understand where he's coming from. You know, I really struggle with putting in lots of work into tasks and activities that I don't want to do. But I think what most of us need to remember is that you're never going to be in the perfect situation where you're able to do only the things that you want. You know, unfortunately, we're all going to be living in a situation where you're going to get, you might get lucky enough to be able to focus on what it is that you're trying to do. Hold on a second. You might be able to be in maybe the career that you want, or maybe you can find a way to be self-employed. But there's always going to be things that you have to do that you don't want to do, and you have to get yourself into a mindset where you can say to yourself, you know what, I don't want to do this, but we got to suck it up, because at least I'm able to do something. At least I'm able to do something that I want to be doing. And if you have an idea of something that you want to be doing, you got to take the bad with the good. That's just the way it works. There is no perfect situation where you get to do only what you want. Trust me, I wish so badly that I could be in a situation where I could just do only what I want. But I've never been in a situation where I was able to do that. That's just not the way life works. All right, so we're at the 15-minute mark. We're going to be a little less selective in our biological searching. If we find any biology at this point, we're going to go and pick it up, even if it's just a single bacterium, because it's better than nothing. And then at the 20-minute mark, we just got to find a place to land. So hopefully we find something in the next system or two. We haven't really, I mean, we found a bunch of planets to scan. That's really nice, but they don't make nearly as much money as some of these bacterium do, especially if you get the first footfall bonus. Ugh. Especially that stratum tectonicus. Dude, that's a lot of money. All right, good size system for us to stop and scan. All right. So I'm honest enough with myself. I've always said that I'm a realist, and I think to some extent that that's true, but I also know that there's a definite negative bent to my attitude. I tend to struggle to see the positives in things. I'm always waiting for the bad thing to happen, and that's because my life in general has just had a lot of bad shit that happened in it. Not compared to a lot of other people. I know it's all the spectrum, but comparative to the things that I feel like I've had a decent number of bad things that happen to me that I'm always wary of more bad stuff happening. And, it's a bad attitude to have, but it's kind of hard to break away from it when you allow yourself to get sucked into that mindset. Oh, here we go, biological. Right, we're definitely gonna go scan that, unless this one has more. All right. So that's not too far away. Let's get ourselves lined up with that. We'll go find some bacterium, or maybe we'll get lucky and this will be one of those rare planets that has stratum on it without anything else. I was told that that's a thing. Sometimes you can find them with stratum on it. But since this is going to take us a minute to get done and we're just going to be sitting here waiting for the number to go down, I'll be back once we're ready to do the scan. All right, here we are approaching the planet, getting ready to do our scan. generally have to be less than 0.5 light seconds. Go. 7 probes, so this is a relatively large planet. 2, 3, or moon. I don't know. I think this is actually a planet. And 6. Come on. Come on. And then, well, I mean, I want to see what it is before we land. I know it's probably just going to be bacteria, but why not? Might as well wait.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Yep, bacterium. That's fine. All right, we'll get our Super Cruise Assist turned off so it doesn't auto-orbit us. Okay, so because it's bacteria and we just want to find the flattest possible area, bacteria is almost always found in big flat plains. So I think the upper area over there, I obviously can't use the mouse to point at it, but at the 12 o'clock position, the big patch of blue up there will probably head in that direction, like this. And I'll leave it at half throttle. I really wish you could just full throttle this all the way down and the system and the flight computer was smart enough to adjust your speed for you, but it's not. Look how long it's taking us to get down now. But if I put it up at the blue zone, it's going to approach way too fast. At least it generally does.
Orbital flight engaged.
Seems to be doing. Maybe it's just because it doesn't like it when I go straight down at the planet. At an angle, it seems to be doing a better job. It's more finicky than I want to deal with. You guys have heard me complain about the lack of automation efficiency in this game. Just ugh. They wanted it to be way too fighter pilot and much less advanced spaceship game. I disagree with that thought process. Okay. I want to tell the ship where to go and let it do the hard stuff. You know what I mean? Alright. So this is kind of a dark planet. I don't know. Hopefully the bacteria is going to be a color that's easy to see, because when it's dark like this and you can't really see, and night vision doesn't really help you find the bacteria. So we just need to find something that looks like a big patch of something. Oh, don't have the landing gear up.
Landing gear deployed.
Okay, we just need a patch. Come on, give me a patch of something. Just looking for patchies on the ground. I'm seeing colors, but I'm not seeing anything that looks like patches of Not seeing anything that looks like patches of bacteria. Yeah, I don't know that that's going to help. Oh. Fortunately, we may have gotten unlucky and dropped down in a part of the planet where there isn't very much, or... because I don't think that these are... I'm pretty sure that this is not bacteria. This is all just different colored rocks or something. Ugh, why does it look different? Why does it look brighter now? What's the deal with that? Some kind of graphical glitch going on. So I don't see anything that looks like bacteria here. Ow, that didn't feel good. So, why does it look so bright here and then dark inside the ship? Yeah, why is it so dark? Huh. Well, all we can do is just kind of keep going for a minute and see if we find any bacteria patches. I don't see anything that looks like bacteria, though. don't think that's bacteria. It's really annoying that the ship right now is showing it as very dark, but then I pop out and it's all nice and bright right here. Yeah, this is just a patch of ground, right? Yeah. Maybe that? Yeah, this is kind of annoying. This is definitely bacteria, but how am I supposed to... All right, so I got to look at this when we get back in the ship and see what it looks like, because this is hard to see. I don't understand why the ship right now is making everything... It's like somebody put a window tint over the windows or something, and it's making it very difficult to see anything. Bacterium aceus lime. So we'll hop back in the ship. We'll turn over and look at this to see what it looks like in the ship. I really like. Why is it? It's frustrating when things like this happen. It's hard enough to do this stuff without graphical glitches making things harder. Okay, so let's get up in the air. We'll turn. Can I even see this? So okay, it just looks like dark blotchy patches then. But you see the difference. You see the difference in how bright it is how bright it is outside the ship versus how bright it is right now. Okay, I think that's some. I don't know, it's just really hard to find it because it's just so dark. It's like somebody turned the contrast all the way down in the ship. But we get out here and it's nice and blue and bright and everything and super easy to see. Okay, one more and then we can be done. Yeah, I don't know why it's so dark. Should be far enough away. Now we just need to find what. Like, why do I have to pull my lights? Oh, I can't see anything with the lights on. So, oh wait. No, that's... I mean, I guess the good thing about... Oh, nope, there's some. I saw some. Actually, right here. I guess the good thing about the night vision, using the night vision is that because it doesn't highlight it will highlight terrain differences, but not the bacterium. It highlights all the terrain that's not bacterium, and any of the patches that I see that aren't glowing, I can relatively assume are. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and call that an episode. That was long enough. Be sure to click that like button so that the YouTube algorithm knows you had fun and sends the video out to as many people as possible. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your video feed and you'll be able to watch it as soon as it becomes available. Channel members do get early access to all of my content, so be sure to click that join button, check out the list of perks that become available to you should you choose to do that, and decide if any of those are right for you. Your support is greatly appreciated and is a critical component in helping to turn this channel into a full-time gig. Again, thank you very much for your time. I hope you guys enjoyed the flight, and I'll see you for the next one.